What's up, y'all? It's your boy DST, and we're here with another edition of our YouTube. And today we're talking about Charles Barkley and Kevin Durant and how these two men hate each other. And we have a fresh new problem coming up. As we all know at this point, the NBA is just an absolute drama factory. And it's just hilarious because these players just can't help themselves. And for content, it's amazing, it's beautiful, and we need more of it. So Kevin Durant and Charles Barkley have a problem with each other. I mean, I'm not really sure where it stems from, but it's been a long-standing thing for several years, it feels like. And we all know how sensitive KD can be, which honestly, I don't really mind it to a certain extent because at the end of the day, like, he's just defending himself. But Charles Barkley can be very critical. And here's really where a lot of this animosity started. I can't play this full video because I'm not trying to get hit with any copyright stuff, so I'm going to give you a high level of what happens before I play the clip. So basically, Kevin Durant went onto the TV broadcast on TNT after a game, was doing an interview with Charles Barkley. And then Charles Barkley asked him something along the lines of non-serious question about, like, he was out for a little bit and during that time he was able to work on his game and he got better and whatever. It's really not a huge deal. But then this is how KD replied to that question.
Trying to get back your timing and conditioning, really, to be honest, correct?
Yeah.
Like I said, it really comes down to the fact that Charles Barkley is a savage and hilarious, and he's also like kind of a comedian. You know, he's not as much of a TV analyst because like he talks about basketball like half the time, then he's also funny. So it's kind of part of his shtick to kind of roast players. But when he gets into it, he gets into it, and he's very strong on the whole Kevin Durant stuff. And it goes back to even when he went to the Warriors and he was like, you know, saying he was soft and he wasn't loyal and all that type of stuff. So here's what happened in the current stuff. So the Brooklyn Nets and Kevin Durant just got booted out of the playoffs in 4 games by the Boston Celtics. And everyone is roasting him for it because everyone, you know, has to bring LeBron into it. You know, it's always about, you know, everyone's narrative. But in this case, Charles Barkley was basically trying to prove the point that Kevin Durant's just a bus rider, which is crazy to me for him to say because he's just not true. Basically, what he's trying to say is that he's a passenger and he just basically rides into winning championships. And here's the full cut.
All these bus riders, they don't mean nothing to me. If you ain't driving the bus, don't walk around and talk about you a champion.
Basically, Charles Barkley was just trying to throw shade at Kevin Durant, saying he wasn't the best player in the Warriors, which is just unbelievable to me. I know that, you know, Steph Curry was awesome, and I'm not trying to throw shade at Steph Curry. I'm really not. It's just that he's the greatest shooter ever, you know, a generational player with Steph Curry. But Kevin Durant's like on a whole nother level of a player. Like, he does it all. I don't think he's way better, but I think he's definitely better and was the best player on the team. Even if he wasn't the best player, he was a key contributor, and Charles Barkley throws water on that. And then naturally, when people say something like this, when you're a big talking head, whether it's Stephen A. Smith, whether it's Charles Barkley, whether it's Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Durant's gonna clap back. It's just what he does, and I don't really blame him for him, like I said. And then here's what Kevin Durant did to throw shade at Charles Barkley. He posted all these photos on his Instagram that are behind me. I think there's 4 of them. Basically, Kevin Durant's trying to prove a point that if Charles Barkley is gonna call Kevin Durant a ring chaser, so is Charles Barkley. And honestly, I think that the whole ring chasing thing is so dumb because it's like, end of the day, like, you get judged on your wins, so, in your rings. So if you're not winning rings, like, you're gonna get shaded for not winning anything. But then if you go and win a ring with a really good team, it's not a real ring. I don't really get the whole argument. But then on the 3rd photo, Kevin Durant had this to say: where would Chuck be without the big homies? And once again, it's super disrespectful because Charles Barkley is like an all-time great player. I mean, he's not a bum. He's never won any championships. Well then, while recording this and editing it, Charles Barkley had a clap back to Kevin Durant's clap back. He had one of the most epic segments on TNT history, and they actually brought in a full-on bus. So, yeah, it may not fit in this video directly, but I had to record this after doing it, so here's the footage.
Jack, you getting on the bus?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, we're out.
And I know a lot of people watching this video are going to be like, oh, you know, Charles Barkley's never won anything, so he shouldn't talk. But, like, he's still done a lot in the league. And if you ever watch the show, the TNT show, he is always talking about how he never won a championship and how he wishes he did. And he's always getting ragged for it. So it's not like he doesn't know that. He's just a TV analyst, is what they do. And he's funny. So he's always going at people that are sensitive and want to reply back and clap back. And honestly, I'm not really sure either of the guys are wrong. It's just part of how it works. But I think athletes should be able to talk more and kind of clap back at pundits that are saying stuff about them. But I also think that athletes should understand this is just the territory that they're in, and it may not be fair, but they need to accept criticism, because just like, it's kind of how the economy works. They play well, they get a lot of praise, and if they play bad, they get kind of crapped on. I mean, I know it's not fair, but it is what it is, and it makes a full economy out of it. I know Kevin Durant, end of the day, is an amazing player, and he's super important to the game, but Charles Barkley is just as important. I would argue that Charles Barkley brings just as much entertainment to the game as Kevin Durant does. A lot of people only watch for Charles Barkley, and a lot of people only watch for Kevin Durant. So it is always interesting when you look at this league, because it's just full of drama no matter how you slice it. That's it, y'all. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe down below, because we're doing a lot more of these. Talk to you guys soon.